Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's having a beautiful Sunday. Just sitting outside. The weather's so nice today. Um, Funny story. My daughter called me this morning. She took her husband out to see the place I've been looking at, and also the development I'm looking at has several places for sale. So they went and also walked through some of the ones that weren't available at the time when I was there. Hey, Kelly, adding people on the list as you pop in. But so I got a video tour, and apparently the two gals that were in the unit that I really liked, the one that I've selected, um, are both on the board because they're co-ops back there, and I'm not that familiar with co-ops, but you've got to apply to get approved by the board. You can't just buy and it's yours. You have to be approved by the community to move in. Well, they both sit on the board. They will also be my neighbors across the street, and many of the realtors that sell in that development live in that development. So basically, they're picking their neighbors as they come in. I guess I left a wonderful impression on them, though. They really liked me. Like I said, I'm going to be coming in with a group of friends that I just met. One of the gals was in the room when my daughter had went back and saw the house of the lady that lives directly across the street. She goes, "Oh, is that your mom on the phone? Well, let me talk to her." It was really funny. I thought it was hilarious, but yeah, there's 3 units that basically all have the same floor plan. One has a bigger formal dining room. I did like that one. One has a dining room that's off the kitchen, it's open kitchen, but it doesn't feel like an eat-in kitchen, because the kitchen's like 28 feet with that dining room combination. It does feel like 2 separate rooms, but anyway, so they picked up an application for me to fill out to get approval, and they already told me, "Oh, I'm already approved. Just get the paperwork in." And I guess they had talked to all the other realtors in the unit. So as soon as my daughter gave them her name and said she was looking for me and gave them my name, they were like, "Oh yeah, we've been waiting for you guys to come back." Oh, I thought it was hilarious. So anyways, I think getting in place is going to be good. I've already got pre-approval pending the sale of my house on financing. So I get my house sold, I'm ready to go. I have this feeling it's going to move rather fast once I get my husband moving. I'm having a hard time getting him motivated to start helping going through things. I said it's time to get rid of all the duplicates of everything. I said it's time to downsize. We have boxes in the garage. We've moved twice that we have unopened, and we lived in the last house for 10 years, and we've been here for 8. So 18 years of some boxes. I said I'm going to crack them open just to see what's in the box. I haven't missed anything really to speak of. If there's a family heirloom or something like that in it, I'll snack that out. But everything else is going to the garage sale or getting donated. I want it cleaned up the clutter. And we've been here 8 years, and it's really, when you start looking at how much you can accumulate in a house in 5 years, in 8 years, 10 years, and if you've lived in a home 20 years, oh my gosh. And it's hard to get rid of things. And now it's time for me. It's like, I don't wear this. It doesn't fit. Get rid of it. I got rid of a lot of clothes a while, but I'm still holding on to things. I still have work clothes, and I've been retired over 10 years now, 11, almost 12 years now. And I still have work clothes. Time to get rid of it. I'm not going back to work. not in an office. So anyways, I'm excited. My son-in-law, I can't wait till I get there. I get on really great with my son-in-law, but they took the grandkids and everything, and I said, well, they're not only approving us into the community, but they get to meet the family. They get to see what we are as a family unit are, and it's really funny because a lot of them live in their grandkids and adult children live in the area my daughter lives in, about an hour away, which is really interesting. I think that I'm going to be moving into a community um, it's a senior community. It's 55 up, and they have less than 10% are over the age of their late 70s. They have a couple people in there that are 90s, but the majority of the what's buying in that neighborhood now are between um, 60 and 70. So it's a relatively useful group of seniors. And they're all my generation, so I think it's going to be great. I go into that neighborhood, it's got wonderful vibration, a lot of energy. I was looked at the other couple of neighborhoods in that area that are all 55 plus. They didn't have that feeling. They felt like closed in and quiet, too quiet, and no activity. Just didn't have that vibration. So I don't know. I'm excited. I think it's going to be a nice area. Be looking in the Manchester Township area, about 20 minutes from Ocean City. Just seeing. Hello, Trend Zone. You got your donation. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I was on yesterday. I know a lot of people are out busy running around, but had a small room yesterday. But welcome everybody back. And Deb, who hasn't been on for a while, welcome back, Deb. Nice to see you back. And I'm accepting donations. If you want to throw a question up with a donation, that's fine. But I'm doing oracles today. Throwing a few extra cards for donations if you'd like. I got my 4 favorite oracle decks out. I'm using the Soulful Women deck. I always like this deck. The Soul Truth deck, where we're looking at a question to consider and then how to work through that energy. Powerful Surrender cards, the Power of Surrender. And then, of course, my favorite deck, my postcards from Spirit, which we've made through twice now. So I am so glad to see everybody. Dean is not joining me today. He's busy. This is, I think, his last day off before he starts summer school. So we got to give him that. He's a teacher. He has 4 weeks of summer school, and then he's going on a cruise, and he is getting so excited for that. And I'm excited for him because he hasn't had a real vacation in a long time. So yeah, we all deserve a good vacation. I think he's going to Jamaica. Something like it's one of the islands, but him and a good friend of his that teaches with him are going together and gonna have a great time. So I'm gonna start off with Trend Zone since he sent me in a donation. Hey, there's Dean. He's relaxing in the background. I'll add Dean to the list too. All right, let me switch screens here. I don't know why it doesn't want to let me scroll. He put my chat box in a different window and see if that helps. Since it's got a button in my way. Okay, I now have more than 4 people start. when I open the box, it makes people up here. Okay, let me look. Okay. I've got Kelly Shockley, Trend Zone, Tammy, Cheryl, Debbie, and it mixed everybody up out of order. Okay. Let me see. Let's grab Kelly Shockley and Dean. And make sure I've got everybody here. Okay, I think I've got everybody. I'm gonna switch back and forth so that I can catch anybody else that enters the room before we get off. I can't read the chat in the way this box is set up because it only shows. I can either look at this everybody's start or I can look at the chat. So, and like I always tell everybody, I don't read while I'm like everything looks sort of foreign to me as I'm channeling. So, okay, first up is going to be Trend Zone. Yeah, I did post a link to my PayPal and my Zelle account. If you want to donate to those, that's fine. It's up to you. I don't require donations, but it is nice. It helps me pay the bills to run the channel. I'm cutting the decks and randomly pulling whatever shows up on top. I shuffled all my decks before I came on. Yeah, turns out I was thinking about you all the way to Jersey. I stopped in O'Hare and I thought I had a 6-hour layover in O'Hare, and I thought, oh, I wish I could leave the airport. Could have got a hold of you and said, hey, let's grab coffee and meet each other. But my 6-hour layover ended up being just 3 hours. I grabbed breakfast. They took me to the wrong gate. I talked to the gate attendant at that gate. She said, go get breakfast and then come back and I'll help you get to the gate you're supposed to be at. So I did. I grabbed some breakfast and some coffee and then went back and talked to her. And she goes, well, our flight's leaving right now and we're going to Philly. You want to just jump on this flight? I have seats. I went, great. Jumped on and was there. And like an O'Hare to Philly is not that long of a flight. I think it's that like an hour and a half, 2-hour flight. So I got there early. I called my daughter as soon as I got aboard and told her, I'm coming in 3 hours early. Come pick me up. Meet you there. So my daughter pulled up right as I walked out of the airport. It was great. So we had a good time. My grandson's surgery went really well. For those of you that weren't in yesterday, he had ASL surgery. It's surgery on a Achilles arch. He had short Achilles arch, sort of a runs in our family, but he's autistic and he was standing on his tippy toes all the time and bouncing. He's 8 years old and his ankles had locked up and he could no longer put his feet down flat on the ground. So my daughter had taken him in to talk to a specialist. I guess it's not uncommon for autistic children to stand on their toes like that. But it had gotten so bad he couldn't even flatten his feet. He couldn't bring his heel down at all. He was in this like stiletto high heel foot position. So he was scheduled for August for surgery, and they said it's unlikely, but if there is a cancellation, we will put him on the cancellation list. Well, what they didn't tell her is he was at the top of the cancellation list because the severity of how froze his ankles were. They had a cancellation or made a spot for him and he got into surgery. And that's why I all of a sudden was rushing out to Jersey to be there. He did phenomenal. I mean, kids are so resilient. He was in the hospital for 2 days, had his pain under control. He was walking before he left the hospital on his casts that go to the knee, which is they encourage. They want them up, moving around and building those muscles back up in their legs. And of course, when they cast them completely flat-footed, so that the tendons and everything are in the right position. And the biggest concern was when they got the cast off, will he be able to flex his feet backwards, towards his face? And is he going to have flexibility? That's all the scary part of the surgery is. They correct it, but is he going to have motion in a lot of motion in his feet? Or are they going to need to go in and do something else? But I went with them, got the cast cut off. He could move his toes. He could wiggle his feet. He's walking, running up and down the stairs in his cast. Unbelievable. Playing video games and trying to jump up and down in his flat-footed cast. That was hilarious. He's a big video game player. Both my grandsons are. And it was great. It was so nice to see him, though. And of course, I went house hunting. We went house hunting, and we're going to be living about 20 minutes from Ocean City. Because Ocean City, yeah. Jersey Shore area. We're going to be west of Jersey Shore, though. It's about 20 miles. It's a short drive. And so my grandkids and my daughter and son-in-law go out there all the time. So they're going to bounce through our house and do a whole weekends and just stay at my house when they're doing the shore. And I'm sure I'll see my daughter a lot sneaking out. They do kayaking and paddle boards out there, along with swimming and everything else. But I had a great trip. I really do like the New Jersey area. It's really beautiful there. It's in the Sugar Pine region, and my daughter lives in the Sugar Pines. Also, her property is absolutely beautiful. It's up on a hill and it's got pine all through the backyard. I grew up in Oregon and Washington. I'm a Forest Service brat, so I grew up living in the forest. So it's a little different kind of forest, but it's beautiful. It's my vibe. Definitely, I need to be back in the mountains, around the trees. I'm very nature oriented. So, and of course, being a Pisces, living by the ocean is going to be a good thing for me. So, anyways, I pulled cards for Trinzone. I do want to pull 3 tarot glass really quick. I hope everything's finding you good, Gerald. And I'm not going to talk about the flight from hell back. Oh, gosh. I had the worst flight back coming home. Save that story for another time. It took me almost 3 days to recover just making it home. Okay. Let's start with the cards first. Wow. The underlying card, of course, is that 9 of Cups. We got you that Midas touch, of course, always coming up for you, Gerald. Followed by the Spirit of Wands. This is the Messenger of Wands telling you that your great creativity, your knowledge, everything you're doing moving forward, you're making decisions, you're being creative about it, you're using all your assets. And I get the 6 of Wands. You're going to be winning something or being noticed, something, success. So, and this picture is, a group of photographers taking pictures. So whatever you're going through, you're going to come out on top. You're going to be recognized in a very positive manner. I love that. First card of the reading is the 4 of Wands. You have a great foundation. So, you're in touch with your spirituality. Wands is also, like I said, your creativity, your knowledge, your foundation, what makes you you. You have a very strong foundation as you move forward in life. And it shows. You also, in the center of the reading, have the Six of Pentacles. That's the part of you that is extremely charitable. That's that giving part of you, that part of you that does things for others. Remember, charity is a two-way street. As you help others, charity comes back to you. Do not forget to accept charity once in a while. I know it's a lot easier to be a giver than a receiver, but charity is there and it does pay off tenfold. So just you be you. The final card is, you're worried about something. You're getting some restless nights. I get the Nine of Swords. You're worried about something, but my guides are telling me, don't worry. Everything is going to come out on your side. Whatever's causing you those sleepless nights, it's going to be on your side. Let me get some clarifiers. Yeah, your higher self. You're doing what you need to be doing to move through that energy. You have the strength. So whatever it is that you're leaving you in sleepless nights, your strength is there to pull you through it. And whatever it is, it's a win, because I get the Ace of Wands. So your knowledge, your creativity, your truthfulness, all that strength energy is coming forward in a very positive way. So see, I told you that. Sleepless nights, work on getting some rest. Nothing to worry about. Everything's going to work out fine. Is what the energy of the cards are telling me. Let's see. Let's go with this one first. The surrender card that came up for you, Gerald, is surrender to frustration. It says frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. Okay, and then soul truth. Does my life have room for more pleasure and play? There's that vacation, right? Let's see what the card has to say. In what area are you lacking pleasure right now? Or maybe a certain relationship or with work? Is it possible to shift the seriousness of life to experimenting a more creative, wild, playful side of you? It says, today's soul action. What would happen if you added more play and laughter into your life? What area is lacking right now? Take the time to play and let go of any needs to produce anything. So basically, take some time to relax and have a good time and play. Get out there and go dancing. Go out and see nature. Do something that's non-work related. Let your body rest from that constantly feeling like you have to contribute to the national debt or the economy. Time to go out and just do something for you and not for other people. Don't think that you always have to produce work product to be successful. You have to take some time to take care of you. From the Soul Women, it says, soul journeys. Living from soul opens me to the magic that exists when I surrender to the divine manifestation on its own terms and timing. So yes, you need to manifest what it is you want to go, what direction. That includes what kind of play do you want to get? What are you going to do for yourself? Be creative. As part of your soul journey is to everything's not work. Everything's not money. You have to get out there and take care of yourself. And the postcard from Spirit, it says, with love, dearest you, if you allow your awareness to settle in, you will hear us whispering sweetness and encouragement to you. You will know that the truth of things that cannot be discarded through the material world. The receiver for this kind of essential knowing is your intuition, which is not the sixth sense, but is your first, the primary navigational systems of your soul. You are entering an age of consciousness. It is time to accept the paranormal is normal. Human beings are multisensory, multi-dimensional beings. Spirit infuses all things, and your sole job is to discover those essential truths here on earth. We all agreed to play. There's more play going in there for you. Today, trust your spidey senses. Read between the lines. Tune into the stories behind the stories, and your world will show you the miracles. Fear not. We are right here, and Spirit loves you. Trust the invisible. I like that one. I don't remember ever reading that one before. I always like one that's new and fresh. So, we are recycling the cards today, so let me set these aside. I'll sort them back in their categories later. Okay. Anyways, blessing to you, friends, Trinzone and Friend Zone. Okay. Next up on the list, I'm just going down whatever pops up because they all mix themselves up, is Tammy. Hope everything is going great with you, Tammy. Thank you for jotting down. Yeah, while I was gone, I did end up in the hospital. I had a really, really, really bad pancreatic attack, bad enough that they hospitalized me with it. Amazing medical care in Jersey. In less than 45 minutes, they had all my UCLA records, all my St. Agnes records, all my prescription drug records, everything. I did CT scans. My liver has healed completely since I lost 25% of my liver last year. It has completely rejuvenated itself, which was wonderful to know. Everything was really super swollen, though. I had gotten really, really sick for about 4 days before I finally decided, yeah, my son-in-law really wanted me to go to the doctor. And I sort of, like I always do, blew him off and went, all I'm going to do is go in there and they're going to pat me on my ass and send me home, tell me, don't eat anything. You know how to take care of it. No. I was in my experience here in my area, I go to the hospital, I'm in there for 5 to 10 hours before they decide if they're going to admit me or not. Then it takes another half a day to get a room. No, they were admitting me 2 hours after I got in. They got medical records. They went through everything, had all the tests, blood work back and everything. And they went, no, we're admitting you. They said, yeah, you're not in good shape. And I had an infection in my pancreas, which is not unusual. So they got me on IV antibiotics and rehydrated, and I was home by day 3 and feeling pretty good. It took me about the rest of the week to recover, but then I popped out of it, and the rest of my vacation was great. And spent a lot of time with my grandkids and just had a ball. So anyhow, and I'm telling my guys, I thought I wasn't supposed to be hospitalized for anything. They said, oh, this is just a hiccup. It's not a real stay. It's no surgery, no. I like the way the guys justify it. Got my chemistry in balance. What I'm always telling my doctor when I have pancreatitis and she doesn't hospitalize me. Well, if you just put me in the hospital for a day or two, you could get me rehydrated, my chemistry in balance, and I'd pop back out of it. And I did. Okay. From the Soulful Women's deck, we get boundaries. So Tammy, you need to look at your boundaries. It says, my clear boundaries allow me to protect myself. Nature, nurture my intention and follow my true self. So exercise your boundaries with people. I know that is something you work on all the time too. And then with the Soul Truth deck, it's the question they're posing here is, where am I with my health goals? Where do I want to be? Why am I not there? And what will it take for me to feel well? This, if my body could talk, it would say blank. What would your body say to you? Today's soul action is feed your body what it needs to feel nourished, appreciate it, and loved. Make some new existing goals to take health to the next level. So you need to talk to yourself and talk to your body. What is it that you need to make yourself feel better? To, like me, I have digestive problems. I changed my diet, the foods I eat. What is it that will keep my digestive system calm and on track, etc., like that? So I have to stop and make the changes. Maybe something's triggering me having these attacks or something. I make those little changes and see how I do. And that's one way of taking control of how I'm reacting. My body's reacting to its environment. So I've had chronic pancreatitis for 20 years. So I have a lot of digestive problems, and it goes berserk on me quite often. So I really have to watch what I take in. I don't eat hardly any meat anymore. Little bits. Meat's a garnish rather than a mainstay. I get most of my proteins from plant-based proteins and other resources. And I want to throw out, my daughter gets those overnight oats. She had a ton of them. And she goes, Mom, you got to try these. They have protein in them and they're vitamin rich and all that. They're fabulous. My stomach likes those so much. She sent me home with a bunch of it. Then she called me a couple days ago and says, yeah, I was cleaning my pantry out and I had a whole case of them in the back of the pantry. So I'm just going to send you a case of them. So don't order them right away. I'll send you a case. I'm like, that was really nice of her. And they set really well. And I love them. You mix whatever kind of milk product you want with it. If you don't drink milk, I don't drink milk per se. So I was making it with coconut milk at her house. It tastes really good in it. And coconut milk is really high in potassium. And I'm making it with like my protein drinks. Comes out a little thicker. I got to put a little extra protein drink in it, but that even fortifies it up to like 40, 50 grams of protein with the protein that's in the overnight oats on top of the protein drinks that I eat. But yeah, they're great. So if you have a sensitive digestive system, and I've made overnight oats like from scratch, I never liked them because they taste like raw oats to me. These don't have that raw oat taste at all. And you make them up the night before, you grab them to go. You can make them thick like oatmeal and just eat them by the spoon, or you can make them so you can drink them. They come with a shaker bottle with a really good screw-on lid with a screw on top. And I really like them, and my digestive system loves them. They don't spike my blood sugar, which is great. I love the ones with fruit. They had a mango one. I had a coconut cream pie one. Oh my God, that one was so good. And there's all kinds of flavor, even cookies and creams and stuff. I call that my daughter's generation. She's a child of the 80s. It's like it's like cookie dough. She has one that's peanut butter and jelly. I didn't even want to try that one. If I'm gonna have peanut butter and jelly, I'm gonna have peanut butter and jelly on bread. But yeah, they're really good though, and they have all kinds of different flavors. So if you're interested in that kind of product, I don't even know what they run because I didn't look at the pricing. But yeah, I'm gonna order those because they set really well on my stomach. They're inexpensive, they're easy. You can make them up and take them with you because the bottles are sealed really well and you can take them on the go. So, and it's funny, I was on my way home and I was going to tell Brenda about them, and she sends me an ad for them. She goes, "Have you tried these?" And I'm like, "I've been drinking them the whole time I've been in Jersey. I love them." And I was telling her, "Yeah, I think that I really like them." So, anyways, your surrender card, Tammy, is surrender to setting limits, and it says it is healthy to set boundaries in relationship. Practice expressing your needs and remember that no is a complete answer. I like this card. I think Spirit's sending you some messages that you need to put some boundaries up on what it is you want and what it is you don't want with people and how you're going to conduct your relationships. Because you got several boundary things coming here. Let's see what the postcard from Spirit says. This says, the category is you are pure joy. It says, dearest you, now is one of those times you're being asked to add some distance, take a step back, and do nothing but observe. Don't worry about how long it will take to regroup. Just know it's temporary and actually the opportunity for you to take a breath, slow down, and look at how far you've come. Decisions for the highest good are made when you have clarity. This comes from being open to information from both the intellect and the intuition. When you step into the role of observer, it's as if you turned on the switch that allows your soul to be an essential part of the information gathering and decision making process. In this way, you can approach things from a more neutral and non-judgmental place. We know you'll make the right choices. Trust us when we say it is not time to get too close to the fray. Step back now, and you will be glad you did. Love you. So I like that. Yes, that really relates to boundaries too, is taking the time to look at your environment and how it's affecting you and what direction you want to go. I think that is a great piece of advice. It really does relate to that boundary setting and taking control of your boundaries. And I think I thought hello to Sharon. Sharon, come in the room. There's Kelly. My mouse is moving slow. I left home without my mouse. It's really hard to use my computer. She said, and strawberry. I thought maybe you were talking about, strawberry. Yeah, I had the strawberry ones. Oh, a strawberry cream. I had that a couple days ago for breakfast. I take it you use those. I love them though. And if you have digestive problems or diabetes and things like that, they're sweet. They're not sugar. They don't have any sugar in them, but they have that sweetness. They use dried fruit in them, which rehydrates when you add the milk and let them set overnight. They're really good. And I don't get any blood sugar spikes. I usually go up about 10 to 20 deciliters on my glucose monitor after eating one, which is not that high. I think they're like 32 carbohydrates or something like that. I can't remember. I always look at the package when I make them so that I know how many to plug in my meter. But I don't get a big spike from them at all. So I really like them for just that reason, is I don't have to worry that I'm getting an overload of sugar in the morning from the carbohydrates. Okay, next up is Cheryl. Nice to see you in the room, Cheryl. And I'm a little chatty today. Not too bad. I've been worse before. My grandmother used to call me Chatty Cathy, and my aunt collected dolls. And my grandmother had one of the original Chatty Cathy dolls, and she gave it to me. That was my aunt's from the 50s. It was really a cool doll. I think my sister still has it. I don't collect dolls. I never played with dolls. I was a pure tomboy. I played with Tonka trucks and things like that. My sister packed baby dolls around forever. So since my sister collects dolls, I let her have the doll. Okay, Cheryl. From Soulful Women, we get surrendering to the positive. That's a great place to surrender to, I says. I allow myself the spaciousness of savoring the delicious gifts of my life. Okay. The next card is from the Soul Truth. The question is, what am I most afraid of losing? Hopefully nothing. It's all material is the way I look at it. I'm getting ready to dump over half my possessions. I've been packing too much physical things around. It's time to simplify life. Okay, it says, as we grow, change, and transform our lives, it requires us to let go of something that was to make room for what will be. If we are to take the big leap today, how would you feel scared of losing love, safety, or belongings? What if was the big fat lie? What if was the impossible to lose anything of those things because you have the power to give everything you need to yourself? Today's soul action, it says, name that fear and look at the worst case scenario. Find a solution. Take your power back by being certain of who you are and where you're going. Today's mantra is, I move forward knowing I am powerful beyond measure. I am love, I am safe, and I belong. So do all those things. Are those what tying you down to success or what? Is the way I look at it. It's interesting. I'm about ready to do that. I wanted to simplify my life, and I've never been a highly materialistic person, so but it is hard to get rid of things that you've had forever. We might need it one day and then you never use it. And my rule of thumb is have I used it in the last year? If it's still in a box from 18 years ago, did I ever miss it? Do I really want it? Or if I'm just moving something that's clutter. And it's time for it to go to somebody else out there in the universe to collect. Yeah, it's going to be hard, but I'm going to get through it. We're moving in one truck, so we're moving a 3-bedroom house into a 2-bedroom house, and we're going to be losing about 400 square feet and half a garage. So it should be interesting. We're selling our living room furniture. We're getting rid of our mattresses and stuff. So we're just moving the bedroom nights, the bedroom sets without mattresses. We're going to buy new on the other end. Why not? Time for a fresh start completely. This will save a lot of space in the truck. Okay. The surrender card that I pulled for you is surrender to outdated beliefs about yourself. Boy, we all need to do that, don't we? Let go of the limiting ideas about yourself that originated from the past. Then you can own your power and soar in life. So, what is it that you continue to tell yourself? You must achieve this, you must achieve that. But you've gone in different direction, you've grown in other ways. Time to let go of those things. You're not enough, or you haven't achieved enough because you didn't do X, X, and X. Our life paths are determined prior to our birth. And just because we may have had a recording of this is what we're supposed to do to be successful, and we're supposed to check all these boxes, it's time to rip that list up and say, wow, now that I'm here in the now, what is it that I want to what is it that makes me happy and makes me fulfilled and makes me successful? And this is what this is referring to, is not living in those past dreams and wishes and personal expectations. It's the fact that you've been living right along. Look at your past and what you've achieved in the original goals you set for yourself. The other ones are no longer important. Make new goals, make new challenges, and move forward and keep living life. So I embrace change. I'm actually really excited to move. I spent a lifetime moving about every 3 years growing up. And no, my parents weren't in the military, but a lot of people ask me, oh, you have military parents? I'm like, no, my mom worked for the government. To go up in the government, as you're stepping in the ladders, back when my mom was working for the government, you had to relocate to go up, sort of like in the service. Well, the federal government was like that for years. And so every time my mom applied for a new position to advance in her career, we moved. And it wasn't, oh, we didn't move to the next town. We moved to the new state, And I started out in San Diego and made it all the way to the Canadian border and back in my lifetime. So, yeah. Plus, I started in DC. Go figure. Okay, your final card is from Postcard from Spirit under the category of You Are Magical. And it says, Dear you, there is a balance between activity and rest, ebb and flow. You can't have one without the other. And if you are faced with an obstacle right now, the best course is to surrender and non-resistance. Soon enough, you will see how easy it is to flow around it. Now is one of those times when you must trust the river of your life. Go with the flow. Be a Pisces. Go with the flow. And in no time, you'll reach what you have your heart's hopes set on. Ah, that was a tongue twister for me. Just remember, Spirit will keep your head above water and will direct the currents. When it's time for a greater effort, you'll know exactly when you'll need to work those manifesting muscles. It can be challenging to master the flow cycle of your life, but as you develop the skills, affluence will be yours. Enjoy the flow and trust those currents, for we're right there with you on with our little umbrella drinks, smiling at your success. Love you so very much. So yeah, this is about you're letting go of old expectations. This whole message is based on that. Letting go of old things that are binding you down from your past. Moving forward, allowing yourself a new journey. I love the message of that. And I love how all the cards sync together like that. So it's a beautiful message. And, if this resonates with anybody, it's also for you. So blessings to you. Blessings to everybody. I'm in that transformative stage. I'm just ready to move on. Next up is Deb. So nice to see you back in the room, Debbie. I don't know if I was doing Oracle cards. I've been doing Oracle cards on Sunday. I took the last month off. And I thought Sunday was a great day to shift to Oracle cards rather than personal readings. Just because I can. Because it's my channel and I can do what I want to. And I'm being sassy today. I got a little sass on today. Of course, I got to talk to all my grandkids this morning when they were going and went through the open houses with them. And I have got the best son-in-law. He is great. I think he told me every single day I was there, thanked me for being such a great grandmother and coming down to support the kids and them through all of everything. And I said, how could have I not? Didn't hear anything from his parents at all. They didn't even call to see if Jamie made it in and out of surgery. Strange people. Very strange people. Okay, Deb. From the Soulful Women Tarot. Inner Guidance System is the card. I love the artwork on these. They're so neat. It says, the best answer always comes from the calm, radiant place within me. I wait for those with joy. So yes, follow your intuition. Look inside for what is right. You will have the answer. That's absolutely true. We all have abilities. We all have intuition. We are all being guided. And then from the Soul Truth card, the question that comes up for you is, what am I waiting for? Someone else to do it for me? No. It says, are you waiting on someone else before you can take the big leap? If you were to take life into your own hands and forge your own unique path, put your heart into the action and ask yourself, what risk could I take to move towards my dreams? Make a decision and do it. No more waiting for others. Do it scared. Take the leap. This is what I did when I went to Jersey. I went and decided, okay, we're moving. I'm going to lock in. I'm going to talk to realtors. I'm going to talk to financiers. All that. I sent everything I liked to my husband. I said, oh, by the way, we're moving. Or at least I am. If you want to continue this marriage, which we've reconciled everything now, you're moving with me. If not, we're selling the house. I'll give you the half, but I'm leaving. I'm going to Jersey. And he says, no, I'm moving with you. I said, good. So start doing the work on the house. He did get a lot done. There's just so much to do still, though. Okay. Today's soul action is no more thinking, only doing. Be brave, and you will discover what you are really made of. Wild soul, strong heart, you can't lose. I love that. Man, if I was waiting for everything to get done and not jump in and do it myself, and nothing ever get done. I always find I'm the one that always has to push through. Now my husband will start doing more in the packing and stuff like that once I start. He'll get up and help, but he's not going to instigate it by any means. He went around to fix different things around the house, like my fountain's working again. My garbage disposal got jammed up before I left, and he's fixed it, put it in, and discovered that it had been leaking on the base of the cabinet. And he's taken the base of the cabinet out and has put a new bottom in it and restored that. He's painted it all out so it all matches. So he has been a little bit busy. He hasn't packed anything, though. I think he did go through his personal stuff and got rid of some stuff, so that helps. The surrender card that I pulled for you says, surrender Comparisons with other people. That's a good one. Keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strengths, attractions, and power. And don't compare yourself to other people. You're an individual. I love that message. You don't want to be a duplicate of somebody else. Okay. And the message from the postcard from Spirit is take flight. It says, dear you, there are always more than one side to an argument, two sides, if not more, to every story, and hundreds of ways to be right. If be different, be at odds, and so on. Today, we suggest that you, instead of looking at the differences, you find a meeting place of agreement and approach this experience with understanding and compassion. Seek common ground to understand how another person thinks or how an alternate plan might be laid. Stay out of judgment, too. Observe, discern, and accept the others have different stories and experiences and journeys, and some people might focus to remain open to other people's point of view. No matter what, you've been presented with a great opportunity to explore a new way of doing things once common ground is reached. You're attracting people and situations that enrich your life and bring you wonderful things to learn. We love you so much. Wow, isn't that interesting? It's the comparisons of people and you know, are you waiting for somebody out there? Isn't it interesting how these all sort of are interconnected somehow in our growth process? I think these messages are for everybody, not just Debbie, but for everybody, because we all do these things at times. And yeah, I love the messages coming through today. I love the oracle readings. They really are for the consensus, but of course, the message are for those that are I'm specifically reading for, plus anybody else that it resonates with. Okay, and next up is Kelly Shockley. Hello, Kelly. How are you doing? I hope everything's great out there in Colorado. You're in Colorado, right? I think you're in Colorado. Okay. Global women. I wish that was cashable. From Soulful Women, appreciation. It says, appreciating the good that exists in my here and now expands my awareness to all the good in the universe. I love that. I've got heartburn. Probably drank too much coffee this morning. Okay, the soul truth. The question of the day is, what are the dominant emotions that run my life? This one's going to be deep. How do I feel? How do you feel your day? With stress or joy? Trust or anger? Anxiety or peace? We have only today, right now, the journey. No goals, no destination will bring us to the feeling we seek. But when we begin feeling every day with that which we value most, we will attract more of it. This is fulfillment. Today's soul action. Lean into what it is you want to feel and adjust your life, your values, and your expectations to match your desires. What do you want to feel? Are you willing to let go of a belief that you have to archive something to feel it? Oh, to achieve something to feel it. I'm like, archive, that didn't work. Are you willing to let go of a belief that you have achieved something to feel it? That is a good question. I like to fly by the seat of my pants myself. I'm a Pisces. I'm a free spirit. So, yeah, I think I've quit. If this doesn't happen, that, that doom and gloom type thought process. If I, I was talking with my daughter, I said, I as a young person, I came into this world thinking to be successful, I have to achieve X, be like my mother's, follow that path, etc., etc. And I was talking to my mom one day and I said, well, you're successful, and that's my goal, is to be successful like you. But she says, trying to be me is that what will make you happy? You need to follow your own dreams. That success will come if you follow your own dreams. And then I did an about face and did a shift, and I started changed majors 5 times in college looking for myself, and then set off in the world. And she was right. I did work in a similar aspect that she did. She was a contracting officer. I ended up working in law, but where my heart was genetic science. I'm a math science person. I just didn't, I had the opportunity. I just didn't have the ability to chase that dream with a 4-year-old at the time. But I did chase other dreams, and I did become very successful in my career. So yeah, it's an ongoing story. We rewrite our script as we live it. So I always like that. The surrender card says surrender to low self-esteem, and I don't see you as a low self-esteem person, Kelly. It says you deserve success, love, and abundance. Set your intentions to identify and release any remnants of a low self-esteem. So yes, know your worth, know your value, and see that. Don't let anybody try to tell you you're less than, you're not achieving enough. I know you're very successful, you're very self-motivated, and just live those goals. You're going to achieve them. Now, the postcard from Spirit, the topic is be fearless. It says, dearest you, on Earth, humans learn about life by telling stories and creating new ones based on their shared experience. Eventually, after repeating one often enough, it becomes a main story that you use to define yourself in the world. So the great answer you seek, you must get vulnerable and hear your story when you tell it. Ask, why do I tell it? Is it really true? What else can be true? Can you see the truth that spirit is in all things? Do you see other stories overlapping in and unwritten? Spirit loves stories, for they are like blueprints for co-creation. So tell the one you know to be true about you a story of courage, gratitude, and honesty. Tell an empowerment story about well being, wisdom, and grace, and you will experience your world according to the story in which you tell about. So make sure they're stories you're proud of. Genuinely loving fan club. So I like that. Yeah, and we hit a certain age and we tell the stories again and again. I always say, yeah, I always wanted to go in genetic testing. And the flip side of that is, well, I didn't get to work in the science, so I'm contributing my body to it. I become the science experiment. There's some truth in that, too. And next up is Dean. And just see, it looks like I have a lot of people that have come into the room. Oh, yeah, about the baby girl. Definitely. I had chose not to say anything until you said something. That's funny. Are you pregnant now? Going with the flow. Oh, you're going to have a Pisces. You're going to have a free spirit. That's for sure. Yes, you're in Colorado. Okay. I'm breathing up through here. Seeing if anybody else has come into the room. I love the feedback you guys give me. I'm sorry I don't read it in real time sometimes. Oh, thank you. I'm growing my hair out. My youngest grandson, I should show a picture of him. He's cute as a button. He's 5 years old. His hair is down to his waist. He is a ginger, just like grandma. He looks just like me too. And he has curly hair, but it's not like kinky curly. It's just the loops and loops and loops. The most good. Every woman that sees him goes, "Oh my God, I wish I had hair like that." It is so beautiful. And he loves his hair. He is such a cute kid too. I just love him to death. He is quite the little character. Yeah. A couple people say, "Well, he looks sort of like a girl." I said, "There is nothing girl about him. I don't care. His hair is long. That's it. That is about as girl as he gets. He has long hair. He's all boy. He looks all boy. He acts all boy." There is not a feminine bone in that child's body. Let me see if I have a picture I can pop up on my phone really quick. I normally don't show pictures of my grandkids. See, I have to go to I took pictures of me and the grandkids before I left. Well, it's going to be hard to see. That's my daughter and that's my grandson. See all those beautiful golden locks. He is cute. Cute as a button. His name's Odin. Absolutely adorable. But I'm neutral. I have the best grandkids on the face of the earth. There's a few other of you that have good grandkids too. Anyways, okay, from the Soulful Women's Tarot Dean, time of follow, FALLOW, follow. Creative manifestation occurs more easily when I have matured myself and honored the time I follow. Okay. Let's see what the big question of soul truth is. Who am I ready to give? Who am I ready to forgive? Forgive. Boy, my reading's getting bad as I go on here. Am I not what happened to me? I am who I choose to become. C.J. Jung. It says, is it time to let go, forgive, and move onward? Is your soul ready to forgive someone else or yourself? Forgiveness brings sweet release, freedom, and insight. Look at it from their shoes. Notice how you grow and what you learned. Who do you want to become, and how is this resistance holding you back from what your soul wants? Today's soul action is write a forgiveness letter, then practice the Hippoponomo prayer. So this is, yeah. I'll take a picture of the card for you, Dean, and send it to you. Today, while thinking of the person you are ready to forgive, I would suggest that principle. I love you. I am worried. Please forgive me. Thank you. Release yourself from conflict. Surrender to the beauty of the natural world. I like that. That's where surrender to. Take a relaxing break and spend some time in nature. Maybe take a cruise. Replenish yourself by feeling beauty and the ecstasy there. Yeah, I'm jealous. He's going on a cruise. Of course, I wouldn't be going to an island. I'd be going maybe to Alaska. That's more my idea of a vacation. Alaskan cruise where it's nice and cool and comfortable. Okay. Your postcard from Spirits, the category of you are not alone. It says, dearest you, there are times when you get lost, but refuse to see your part in things. What happens to everyone. Sometimes something feels familiar, but sort of off. If you're feeling confused, it's best to throw away that map you're using, which only leads you to the negative base of your past experiences. It isn't what you need right now. Instead, take a deep breath and open to the truth. I desire to stay in denial means that part of you doesn't want to be responsible for the pattern that shows up in your life. Yes, this is the right time to wake up and start again. By the way, you will always get another chance. You have unlimited chances to start again. We love you so much. We really do. Be gentle with yourself. Coming out of the denial is like being temporarily blinded by a super bright light. Allow your eyes to adjust and carry on, special one. A beautiful life awaits. Loving you so, so much. I think there's that job change. Don't go in with the same expectations that, it's going to be another year and same old, same old. You've got a new start you're coming towards, and embrace it as you go through. So I love you, Dean. We'll talk later. Of course, everybody knows Dean from, I'm not even pulling up the channel name. You can see the channel name on the screen. Secrets of the Red Moon. Okay. And Dean often reads with me. I know I read for Tammy. I read for Kelly. Oh, I guess Dean was the last one. Or was he? Does anybody else came in the room? Wow, that went fast. I didn't even know I was at the end. Well, it was so wonderful. Yes, aren't grandkids the best? I miss my grandkids. It was so nice to see them, of course. I had some one-on-ones with my 12-year-old granddaughter. She's 12 now. You know how 12-year-olds are, but I got to see her concert, and I went to several of her lacrosse games. She's a goalie in lacrosse. She's going to take a break after this season because she's also into the arts and music and choir, and she's starting to become her mother and pile up all these other extracurricular activities. So she's wanting to take a break from lacrosse for a season. I think she is going to become a ref because she hits the age limit for a ref, and it pays really good. The games last about an hour and a half, and it pays $35 a game to ref. And she can rep up to 4 games a day during the season. Well, it's not every day, but over the weekends, it could be 2 to 3 games, depending on how many are playing. So she can make some pretty good bank. $35 a game. She knows the game inside and out. She's been playing for years, but she's wanting to take a year off and explore some other things, and then probably go back in. Lacrosse is so expensive. It's crazy expensive, and she is on a travel team, so she doesn't just pay for the local league. She plays on a travel team, so she travels to 3 different states to play. So it's a lot of strain, and there's a lot of overnight tournaments and stuff, so it can be rather spendy. But she's a really good singer. But she's at that 12-year-old. Normally, I'm around. She'd been right on top of me. Now it's Addie. Addie is my second granddaughter. She's 9. She loves to cook. She's a vegetarian. She likes this. She is so interested in learning on sewing. She's moving in with me. She's already picked her own room out of the house I'm getting. It has a little dining room off the kitchen, like a little dinette, like it's a room in itself, rather than being like a banquette type thing. It's like 11 by 11, and she decided that was her new bedroom. And I walked in there and thought, this will make a great office. It's got great windows, great light. And I said, well, I could put a hide-a-bed in here and my office. It's big enough to take a bed and my office, so I'll share the room with her. She plans on coming out every weekend, is what she told my daughter. And she goes, come and get her, Grandma. You can have her. And I'm like, yeah. That'll last a year or so before then she becomes 12. She's 9 going on 30, though. And she's a busybody anyways. She's go. And her best friend just lives around the corner from her. She's quite the free spirit. She is my sister, who I don't get along with. Actually, we get along now, but we didn't get along growing up. But she is so my sister. I can just read that girl like a book. She does not have original thought in her head. Of course, my oldest granddaughter is me. She's the feminine side of me. And my grandson, my youngest grandson, is my tomboy side, the all boys side. And then Jamie, the oldest grandson, he is his father through and through. And they're each individually so bright, but so diverse and such different personalities. It just amazes me. Their personalities, the diversity between them all. And they're just so fun. They used to live in Vegas, and I would go over every few months and see them all the time. And now that they've been in Jersey for the last 4 years, 5 years, Pennsylvania, and then Jersey, they've been gone for, well, 5 years, because Odie, my youngest grandson, was 4 months old when they moved to Pennsylvania. And then my son-in-law went through law school, and then they moved to Jersey, and they've been in Jersey for 2.5 years now. So yeah, it's been, and we haven't been able to travel. It's expensive to go back east that frequently, so we haven't been traveling back east that much. And we went out at Christmas time, and then we went out. Now we've been planning on relocating that direction, because my daughter's an only child, and this is my family. I have a sister here locally. Her son lives here. She has one son left, and her grandbaby, so she's staying here. And my sister and I really aren't that close. She lives 30 miles away. We see each other maybe once every 3 or 4 months. Although I'm going to see her tomorrow, and I was over there Friday. It's usually when one of us is in each other's area, and we see each other and we grab lunch or something like that and spend a couple hours together. But my sister and I are total opposites. And but we get along good now that we're adults and have hit our 60s. And my grandniece is absolutely adorable. She looks just like her dad. Well, she looks like her dad and her mom, and she just smart as a lick, and she's just really pretty baby. She just turned a year old in February, so she's getting big fast. I mean, just blink, she was just born, it seems like. Anyways, I'm gonna miss my sister and my niece, and but I'm looking so forward to living near my daughter, my son-in-law, and my 4 grandkids, and spending a lot of time with them. So anyways, I will be back on Saturday for readings, unless something comes up and I can't come on. I will let you know in a post if I can't make it. My health is back. I'm doing good. I've recovered from travel now, and going to start hitting the house room by room by room, and just getting rid of everything, and doing the cleaning and scrubbing and gathering up what's going in the yard sale. And when we have a yard sale, it's going to be a big one. Apartments down on the other end, though. I'm sure somebody will be able to refurnish their living room, but a white sectional like with that. It's actually stayed very clean. And I'll give it a touch up. I clean the upholstery regularly on it, but I'll give it a touch up. I'm going to sell basically the sectional, the table, and then miscellaneous furniture that we're not going to pack, that we don't need. It's excess. I'm just going to take this table that I work on right now. It's an old computer table. And then I have a desk out in the garage that I'm currently not using, that needs to be refinished. I have about 13 items in the garage that are refinishing projects, but they're family heirloom projects that I just haven't had the time. I love to refurnish furniture. I'm very creative, and I look forward to getting back to my quilting. I haven't been quilting for about 2 years now, and I've got tons of projects right above my head. I don't know if you can see them on camera. If I tilt the camera back, there's some of the projects. Part of them are packed down. I got most of it packed down. But I long arm quilt, and so I do that, and I'll share some of the quilts as I go along when I get back into it. But yeah, I will be back on for personal readings on Saturday, and then spiritual readings again Sunday next week. I'm set my time at 3:00 Pacific time, which would be 6:00 Eastern time. Do the math between, if you look between. And it's been great reading for you all, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Blessings, and have a wonderful week moving forward. And